What's up, world? My name is Eduardo Dixon Jr., and this is my YouTube channel. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is my promoter story on how I became a promoter. All right? First of all, nobody wants to become a promoter. Nobody goes to school to become a promoter. Nobody thinks they're going to become a promoter. You just fall into that shit. And there's two different ways. You either know somebody and they pull you on, like your boy calls you up and like, yo, I got this gig, you'd be great for it. That happens, sorta. Or somebody will approach you in the club looking for new people to be a part of their team, and you'll do it because like you're trying to get in the club for free. But being a New York City promoter is an awesome job. Everybody wants to be that guy. You know, you're partying all the time, the best venues, girls, power, money. It's a great gig. So everybody wants to be that shit, but nobody even knows what that is until you go out. And then you see what promoters are. And then, you know, if you're lucky enough to get approached or have somebody on the inside to pull you in, you take that job. 9 times out of 10, unless you have something else going on for you better, which is, you know, there's better jobs. But 9 times out of 10, you're taking that job if it's offered to you. Okay, so my story is this, all right? So I'm partying. So when I graduated college, actually that's a lie, I didn't graduate college. I couldn't afford my last semester. That's the truth. And when I decided that I wouldn't return to college, right? My birthday was this Friday. I was starting a new job on Monday, and I had my graduation party, which is not true, but you know, to all my friends it was graduation, whatever. I go party at this club called Hudson Terrace. Now there's 3 types of clubs in New York City. So there's one club that anybody could get in. It's just they charge a cover fee. All right, that's one type of club. Another club is you can get in and you can buy tables. All right. You still gotta pay to get in, but you either can buy a table, have your own section, or you just general admission. Another type of club is it's up to the club's discretion if you can get in or not. You don't necessarily have to get in these clubs. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You know, like some people just get turned away, you know, and that's just what it is. So I'm at this club called Hudson Terrace, and it's anybody can get in type of club. It's a level 2 club. Anybody can get in and you can buy your own section. And at the end of the night, after, you know, I'm partying all night, it's my first time in a club, I'm celebrating my birthday and my graduation. The bill comes, and when the bill comes, before the waitress gives me the bill, I get an alert on my phone because I had an alert setting on my Chase bank account that if it was ever $50 or less, I would get an alert. And I look at my phone as I'm opening the bill, and it said, you have $17 left in your bank account. I was shocked. I had no idea how much money all this was. I had no idea. And you know, it really hurt me. You know, I sobered up really quickly. Although I had a fun fucking night, I sobered up really quickly because I needed to sober up so I could sign this check. Now, when I'm signing the check, a man approaches me, right? And when he approaches me, he's really friendly. And, you know, I'm drinking, I'm upset because of the bill. I see that, I have no money in my account. It was just a combination of things that made me aggressive towards him. He wanted to talk to me. I was trying to shush him away. He tried to give me a card. To be honest, I thought he was hitting on me. And at that time, I was very homophobic because of my modeling stint. And that's another story for another time. But anyways, I thought he was hitting on me, so I tried to shush him away. And he said, whoa, man, it's not even like that. Take my card. Call me. A man like you, a handsome man like you, shouldn't be paying for drinks like this. Cool, whatever. Get out of here. Scram. Gives me his card. I put it in my pocket. Go home. 2 weeks later, I'm folding my clothes or whatever, and I run into that card again, and I look at that card and I say, why not? I call the guy on it, and he was so welcoming. You know, he was like, yo, come tonight, come with that same place, I'll treat you, come by yourself, dress well, I got you, don't even worry about it. No problem. I came, he got me in, which was amazing. You know, last time I waited like an hour to get in. He put me at his table, nothing but beautiful girls around. You know, he told me he was a promoter. And he said, yo, have fun. maybe you could do what I do. I didn't know what that meant at the time. But fuck it, I'm here, I'm in New York City, I'm partying, it's free, there's girls around me, I'm trying to have a good time. And that's what happens. I party, I get drunk for free, I meet all these girls, great venue, I have a great time for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. So the next week comes and I ask him, hey, can I join you again? He says, sure, but why don't you work for me? I don't know what that means. If I get to party for free again, no problem, I'll do it. So I come to the club, he trains me, he tells me, this is exactly what I want you to do. Now, Hudson Terrace is a very popular club in New York City. Very popular. When you Google, where should I go out tonight? All tourists do this because they want to party in New York when they're in New York. The first two venues that pop up is PhD, which is a very popular club, but it's very expensive. $4 signs on it, so it's very expensive. So most people go to the second one. The second one is Hudson Terrace. Hudson Terrace, anybody could get in. You just pay cover fee. So there's already a mob coming at Hudson Terrace. They don't even need promoters, really. But anyways, this is what this guy trains me to do. He trains me to sit on the corner, to stand on the corner all the way away from the club. And while there's people coming to the club, I just stop them and say, hey, are you going to Hudson Terrace? Yes, because there's only, wherever Hudson Terrace is, nobody goes that way unless they're going to that club. So they're already going there, and I say, hey, why don't you come with me? It's going to be for free, and you can join my table. Of course they're going to go. Of course. It's 6, 7 girls, pretty girls. They don't want to pay to get in. Of course they're going to go. It's a no-brainer. So they go with me. And I do that for the weekend, I do it as he asked me to, and I just do it just so I could party for free because I spent all my money 2 weeks ago, right? So I do exactly what he asked me to do, and the next week comes, and I'm gearing up to do it again. And before we have a little meeting. He had a couple of guys with him, and 4 or 5 guys. We'd gathered together, and he was having a little meeting, and he was handing out envelopes to everybody. And those guys, they were working there. They weren't trying to wait around and talk. As soon as they got their envelope, they went to work. And we all did the same thing. We were called fishermen. Fishermen, now that I'm a professional promoter, I could tell you that fishermen are the worst type of promoters. They actually are stealing from the club and stealing from promoters working hard to get their people at those venues. At the time, I don't know that. At the time, I'm just doing what this guy's telling me to do. I just want to party for free. This is how I have to party for free. This is what I'm doing. I don't know that I'm stealing from the club or from other potential promoters. I'm just doing what he told me to do. Anyways, he gives me an envelope at the end. I'm the last person to get the envelope. And when he hands me that envelope, I don't want to take it. I push it back to him. And he goes, Eduardo, what are you doing? This is your money. And I said, nah, man, I'll do this for free. I pushed it back to him. Now, when I pushed it back to him the second time, in my mind, I made a decision. If this idiot wants to give me money for doing this, I already gave him 2 outs. I'm taking that money. I'm going to take that money. If he pushes me that envelope one more time, I'm taking his money. I'm sorry, but you a sucker. Sure enough, he passes me the envelope. I take it, put it in my pocket, shake his hand, no problem, go to work. Work is just, for me at the time, work is just to get in this club. He wants me to bring girls, no problem. I wait till I see a group of pretty girls. Of course, they're going to go in with me because I tell them what they need to hear. They're going to skip the line, and it's going to be free. Who's not going to go, right? Cool. We do the whole night, party, everything's free, meet beautiful people. It's a great time. Now, at the end of the night, 5 in the morning, I'm riding the train back to the Bronx where I live. I open that envelope. There's $330 in that envelope. Immediately, I'm hooked. For what? $330? For what? What are you paying me for? You paid me $300. You know how hard it is to make $330? You know what I'm doing right now in my real life? I'm making like $200 every 2 weeks. Currently, at that time. $200 every 2 weeks. I'm getting paid bi-weekly. You just paid me $330 for last weekend. What did I do? Party for free? Immediately, I was addicted. I don't know what I did, but this is the move. This is the loophole that I have been waiting for. So He's got me. I'm his soldier. Now, now that I get more inspired and I want to do this more, I find out, you know, how it works, and he's paying me, the deal that he's paying me is $7 per girl, right? So now, since I'm his soldier and I want to work and I want to make some money, now that I'm more business minded and I want to have fun, but I want to make money, right? Now my goal is to bring 30 girls every Friday, 30 girls every Saturday, so I can make $420 at the end of this week, right? So that's what I do. I aim for 30, maybe I get 33, 27, whatever. The point is, at the end of the weekend, I want to have 60 girls, so I can have $400 the next week, because he's paying me the week before. Well, he gets greedy. He starts to steal from me. You know, my tally would say like 29 girls, because I would check, but he would pay me for 16. You know, he was just greedy. That's what happens. You use people. They don't really know how it works, and you just, you know, I can't knock him. He's just being a businessman. Well, it ignited a fire in me, and now I was disrespected, but I was still addicted, and I needed to know. So now I'm getting curious, and I'm trying to figure out my way around him. Who's paying him? He doesn't own this club. Who's paying him? And I figured that out, and when I figure it out, he fires me, because he knows I'm getting too close. But it was too late, because I already had been watching him and studying him, and I saw who he was talking to, and I just figured it out. I figured out the back end, how to get hired by the person who hired him. So now I'm hired as a promoter, and I get a raise from $7 a person to $10 a person. It's a big jump. So I'm working hard, working these bad clubs, just doing what I bring some people, but I'm fishing. That's how I was trained to do. Like, it's terrible, and any promoter knows that's disgusting, and that's the worst type of promoter. And if you're doing that, stop that shit, because you're stealing from somebody. I'm hustling. I'm trying to figure this shit out, right? I'm trying to make some money. And I'm working at all these crappy clubs, and nobody wants to go there, and yada yada. And I meet different promoters who hire me for different amounts. So now I'm getting paid $13 a person. You know, I'm moving up. As far as I can. I'm very ambitious. I want to make as much money as possible. So one day, you know, we're at a shitty. I'm at a shitty club, and my friend takes me to a different club. A club I never heard of, called Lavo. When we go to Lavo, I don't know. Although I was a promoter, I didn't really know how it worked. You know, like nobody knows how that shit works. Unless you're on the inside looking out, it's very hard to figure out it's very hard to figure out, like, from the outside looking in, how the whole complexity and the hierarchy and the whole structure of the whole business. Cool. So I'm outside of Lavo trying to figure out how to get in. It's me and two other guys. A promoter comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, you trying to get in?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I could get you in." And he was obviously a promoter, and I was too, but he didn't know that shit. Well, I was at a lower level club, and he offered his help, so I took it. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll go in with you." And he goes, "I can't do anything about your friends." And I really didn't care about that. I just wanted to get in, right? So he gets me in. When he gets me in, he brings me to his table. And it's the most beautiful people I've ever seen. I've seen 3 rows of women. It's just beautiful. He has the best table in the club. The lights are on him. They're shining him out. It's beautiful. It's just like, I told him, I want to do what you do. And he was like, "Oh, great. Like, well, I'll hire you. I'll introduce you to my boss, and we'll see what we can do." Ronaldo brings me around his team, right? And his team is actually just checking me out. You know, I'm just there to party and to, you know, be respectful. I'm very shy. I want to be a part of these guys. I just don't know who's who, and I'm just trying to be a fly on the wall and see how they work. But this is what I want to do. Like, what they're doing is, like, from what I was doing prior to, like, the clubs I was doing prior to this type of club was disgusting. People walk around with their shoes off. No offense, but, like, that's disgusting, ladies. Like, don't do that. If you're at a club, and, like, who am I to be telling fucking women what to do, right? But let me just say this. If you commit to heels, women, queens, you're a queen. You keep those heels on all night. If you have to take a seat, take a fucking seat. Keep your heels on, please, please. You're a queen. You deserve it. Anyways. The clubs I was doing prior to this was disgusting, and I was addicted automatically. So anyways, I meet this guy. He finally introduced me to the boss. The boss calls me on the phone. He says, meet me at my apartment. We'll talk. If I can hire you, I will. And I'm excited. You know, I want to do this. So I go meet him downtown Manhattan. The building was 20 West Street. It's very important. That's very important information for later. The building was 20 West Street. Cool. So when I walk into the building lobby, it was I'm from the Bronx. I had never seen a doorman before in a residential building, only in corporate buildings. Well, this is a residential building with a doorman, and it had a beautiful lobby. When I walk in, I'm intimidated, honestly. And I walk up to the front. I tell them I'm here to see someone. They sent me up, and I was just in awe of the freaking entrance of this building. It was beautiful. I go upstairs. I meet this guy. He has a pretty apartment, and it honestly, like he didn't know, but he had me. Like what he was talking to me about, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I need you to do. This is what I hope for us. This is what I hope to happen with us. And everything he's saying, I'm just in my head. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He had me. He had me because I knew that I was in the presence of greatness. And if I listened to this man, I could change my life. And that's what he told me. And at the end of his speech, I said, yo, man, like, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do. Because you live in this building, in this apartment, you have a doorman? I'm yours, bro. And he goes to me, I promise you, if you listen to me, in 3 years, you'll have a better apartment than this. Had me. And that's how I became a social elite. Now, there's more to the story. I'm going to leave it there, but there's more to the story. Stay tuned.